Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'd like to welcome all of you at 28th meet of Speakers 10 Toastmaster Club. In the beginning of our meeting, I'd like to mention 3 ground rules that we will follow during the course of this meeting. First, please mute yourself if you are not speaking. Second, if you are not experiencing any bandwidth or technical issues, I'd like to recommend that everyone turn on their video. Since we are connected remotely, it would be awesome to get to know everyone by face and know each other better. Also, it's a fantastic opportunity for the speakers to gauge the audience's reaction when they are on the stage. In case if you are stepping out of the meeting, please remember to turn off your video. Third, if you are using our virtual platform and make references to religion, sex, or politics, please keep in mind that these are the sensitive topics. Take caution while adopting these elements. Your language and presentation should be considerate of others' feelings. As everyone is aware, everyone has a mission in their life. Similarly, our Toastmasters has a mission. Our Toastmasters mission is to provide mutually supportive environment so that each member of our club can develop their leadership and communication skills, which will help to boost their self-confidence and personal growth. Today, we will be having a panel discussion session with our amazing Toastmasters. This is a special session led by Toastmaster Shahri, Toastmaster Avashika, and Toastmaster Sunil. Now with this, I'd like to invite our presiding officer of the day. He is a business analyst at Flipkart. He hails from the state often known as Heart of India or Tiger State, Madhya Pradesh. He likes to travel and visit new places. Let's put your hand together to welcome presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Tanmay. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Hello, everyone. Very good morning, and thank you, Silent at Arms Simi, for such a warm welcome introduction. Today, we are here in Toastmasters Speakers and Toastmasters Club meeting to have a panel discussion. But before that, let's have a brief introduction about Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a worldwide non-profit educational organization that empowers the individual to become more effective communicators and leaders. It was founded by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in October 1924, when the first Toastmaster meeting was held in YMCA Club, Santa Ana, California. That's nearly 100 years back now. Currently, the organization is spread across the globe in approximately 143 countries with more than 350,000 members. So, talking about Speakers 10 Club, this club is 10 years old, which was chartered back in 2012 on September 25. Now we need to know, while we join Toastmasters for public speaking, it also has additional benefits, such as leadership, professional networking, and fun. Once you are a member, you can give speeches, take up roles, and join any club across the globe. Now, Toastmasters is one of the most positive platforms that is out there to help you break your fear of public speaking, the unknown fear of failure, because Toastmasters empowers you and encourages you to face that fear and move past the barrier which obstructs your view. It empowers you to move beyond and go these new heights. As per today, we will do one thing. Whenever someone speaks, and if they speak for the very first time, we do one thing to encourage them. Can anyone guess what we do? We clap.
Tap.
Yes, because when we are happy and you know it, you clap. Generally, Toastmaster sessions have 3 segments: prepared speeches, table topics, which is impromptu speaking open for everyone in the meeting, and the evaluations, which gives the good and the bad of every speech and the entire course of the meeting. But today, we are going to have a very special session, which is being led by our area director and Speakers 10 president, Toastmaster Mudassir Ali. This session is going to be about a panel discussion where we have esteemed speakers, you can say SMEs in Toastmasters, who are here to answer our queries. But before that, let me introduce Toastmaster Mudassir, who, like today's session, is like a Buzz Lightyear because he's a rocket scientist who moves towards infinity and beyond. He is from Nagpur, which everyone knows as the Orange City, but currently he is in Bangalore, working at the TCS Innovations. In Toastmaster, he has functioned in many roles as president, VP, and BBPR, you name it, and he has done it. And today, he is going to be our moderator. With this, I welcome Toastmaster Mudassir as moderator of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Mudassir. Toastmaster Mudassir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please repeat after me. It's a cold summer morning in Bangalore.
It's a cold summer morning in Bangalore.
Yeah, now I can see you as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Tanmay. In today's panel discussion, we have three esteemed panelists. Let me introduce themselves one by one. First, I would like to introduce distinguished Toastmaster Sahrish Jahan. She is a current Division B Director. Professionally, she is a business analyst at Swiss Re. When I talk to Sahrish, it feels like I'm talking to someone from my own family. She makes everything very personalized. Each and every message, each and every text, she literally starts a WhatsApp message with "Dear Mudassir." I'm just kidding. But everything is so personalized that we feel very connected to her. So this is Sahrish Jahan for you, our panelist number one. Our second panelist is Toastmaster Abhishekta. She is Area C4 Director. Professionally, she is an Agile Evangelist and a Scrum Master. Toastmaster Abhishekta is like a voice of authority to me. Even though we are at the same level, whenever I speak to her, I feel like I'm talking to someone at a higher level. And if she asks me to jump off the building, I might as well. So Toastmaster Abhishekta is a natural leader. Our third panelist, Toastmaster Sunil Kumar. Toastmaster Sunil is Division C Director. He's currently working as a senior data scientist at Fractals. Toastmaster Sunil is known for making great posters. There's a difference between a PR is not only known for design, he is known for his vision. And when you look at the posters made by Sunil Kumar, you will see that he is painting a story. And that's what makes this guy a very brilliant person. So these are our three panelists, Toastmaster Sahrish Jahan, Toastmaster Abhishekta, and Toastmaster Sunil Kumar. Welcome to Speakers Day and Toastmasters Club. Our topic for today's discussion is Toastmaster Above and Beyond. Before I start with the panel discussion, a few instructions to the audience. If you feel free to ask questions to the panelists. But if you want to ask question, please write them in the chat box, and I will try to place your question as and when required. I would request all of the audience to stay mute throughout the panel discussion. So let's start with the panel discussion. Toastmaster Sahrish, I understand that you are from SAP Governance at Swiss Re, and I assume that your profile requires communicating with a lot of people. So can you tell us how Toastmaster help you to get better at your job?
There's one important skill which we learn in every club meeting, because club meetings are the core of every Toastmasters club. Listening, right? While we start our journey, being the timer, being the hour counter, or the grammarian, there's one thing which we do very dedicatedly, and that is listening, even while we are an evaluator. I've never been really a great speaker in every club meeting, to be honest, but I really have learned a lot as an evaluator. And the skill of giving great evaluations is listening. So when you listen more, you absorb more, you try to understand the perspective, what the other person brings to the table. And that is what we do at SAP Governance as well. We try to, not explaining a lot about my profile here, but then we try to understand the requirement and we try to communicate the same requirement to the consultants to make sure whether it can be completed or not. So 90% of our work is on communication and understanding the perspective from where the person is coming, why this requirement, and asking the right questions as well. Because while you are evaluating or you are taking any tag role in the meeting or even the general evaluator role, you make sure that you question yourself and the others, right? Is this the right evaluation I'm giving? Am I better than the previous time? And the listening and questioning skills do help me in my role at SAP Governance as a business analyst. Well, that's it.
Thanks, Toastmaster Serish. Like she pointed out that listening and questioning is what helps her to become better at her career. So Toastmaster Serish talked about how Toastmaster helps her professionally. I also want to emphasize on how Toastmaster helps us in a personal life. Since the day I joined Toastmaster, I became more of an outspoken person, which has which has improved my relationship with my friends and family. So Abhishekta, what do you think about that? How Toastmaster help us to be a better person and help us with day-to-day interactions?
Thank you so much, Mudassir. And somehow it got directed to me. I think I'm in a good position to say I married a Toastmaster. I live with a Toastmaster. My mentor is a Toastmaster. So professionally and personally, Toastmasters has made me a better person. I now do not question back immediately if somebody's perspective is not understood. As Sarish said, I make sure I sit and listen to the entire perspective. I go back to their shoes and try and understand what would have I done if I had been in that position. While we become Toastmasters, conflict management is something that has started to come to us naturally as we are stepping into leadership ladders. So when you have a conflict management in your head, you kind of start utilizing that in your personal life as well. Today, when there is a conflict happening, I naturally want to go sit in that situation and start thinking, what would have I done? So I think I might be an overthinker, but I have analyzed a lot of situations that are happening all around me and come up with solutions. So in my mind, I have seen and found a solution to a lot of hypothetical situations which may or may not happen, but it has been through Toastmasters, because you see and you experience so much conflicts in and around you, in club level, in membership level, in trying to complete projects, and of course professionally as well. So Toastmasters has actually calmed me down to be able to step into somebody's shoes, and I think my family would be able to testify better, but I think I have become a better person through Toastmasters.
Thanks, Toastmaster Abhishekta. So from the points what Serish and Abhishekta shared about the impact of Toastmaster in personal and professional life, one key word that comes out is expression. So we have with us Sunil Kumar. Some people express themselves with songs, some do with dance, and Sunil does that with memes. So how, Sunil, what do you think that Toastmaster helped you in enhancing your power of expressions?
Thank you, Mudassir, and for that question. I think expressing yourself and weaving a storyline or the way you want to convey the message, that's the whole point of Toastmasters and communication. Right? Whenever I have given any session on Toastmasters explaining what exactly Toastmaster does, I always ask people a question, what exactly is the difference between speaking out and communicating, right? And this basic difference of conveying the message the way you wanted them to understand, and they receiving the message in the same way. That's how you convey the message properly. As Mudassir earlier mentioned, right, that I am a data scientist here. I work with a lot of numbers, ones, zeros. Those are the things which I do it for my daily life. But how do I make people on the business side understand the impact of those numbers? I learned that skill of storytelling here. So whatever I make, whatever insight or analysis I make, I try to weave a story around it so that the business can gain some profit out of it. So expressing yourself in the way that the people are able to understand properly and can take that message in a positive way, in a way that could be helpful to them, is an art. And we are learning it here in Toastmasters. So I have not realized this over time, right? I mean, it has been very long time for me in Toastmasters. I started way back in college, but over the time when I see these small gradual changes, and when I'm doing my task right now, it inherently comes to me. I've never thought that I would be able to say these things very easily to the business and the stakeholders and to the people who are working around me. But it now comes very naturally to me, and I am here to thank Toastmasters for that, because they have helped me gain these skills and able to implement it in the proper way in my day-to-day life, in my professional life, and in my personal life. So yeah, I mean, expressing yourself in the way which is possible. There are a lot of memes, posters, memes. I do it via memes nowadays and making posters. Whatever I wish to convey a message to, I make a meme and I just post it out. People laugh, but they get the message, and that is my intent. So, yeah, thank you.
So like Sunil pointed out, conveying your message is the most important part. But when we talked about conversation, something called as fear of public speaking comes out. So in Toastmaster, I think Toastmaster is a systematic fight against the fear of public speaking. Abhishekta, what do you think about this statement? Toastmaster is a fight against the public speaking fear.
Yes, Mudassir, I absolutely agree to it. Like most of us, I remember my first meeting and I remember my first table topic where I went and I just stood. And I was not in Toastmasters to improve. I have always thought I was a good speaker. I was good in school as well. And I went up on stage that day thinking I'm going to be the best, but I just froze. So that is the realization. It sunk my heart that day. And there has been no looking back post that. So, Toastmasters is a fight. Toastmasters is a healing process of the fear of public speaking. It is also a healing process of the fear of leadership. So, when I started my Toastmasters journey, once I started looking up, once I started owning the stage, I was drifting away from the leadership as well because I thought that is not for me. That is when my mentor said that the tagline of Toastmasters is where leaders are made. So with your public speaking, leadership starts coming in naturally. So I do not know if it's a fight per se, but it is definitely a healing process to this big fear of public speaking, big fear of stage that is somewhere in the heart of all of us. And that is why I think all of us are here for one or the other reason.
Okay. Taking forward the fear of public speaking, I think in Toastmaster, we worship the stage and we celebrate the person who speaks. What do you think about this, Sarijan?
Absolutely. Like Abhishekta, my experience has been similar. I had been on stage since school, and I always thought that I'm the best, right? And I went to a Toastmasters meeting. I've spoken about it in one of my speeches as well. I went to the Toastmaster meeting and I was like, I'm going to tell them how public speaking is done, right? And then I didn't get the best table topic speaker. That was the most humbling experience of Toastmasters, where you are you don't know what's going to happen. And the biggest thing or the biggest learning for me that day was there is always there will be someone who will be better than you, no matter how good you are. There will be someone who will be better than you. There'll be someone who has something more to give to you as an advice, as a lesson, or you will absorb it on your own, right? Whenever you enter a club meeting, Sunil has been for almost 10 years now, and he will 100% agree with the fact that every experience is new. Every panel discussion is new, every club meeting is new. And for us, it has been uh, not I'm talking about the communication part here, but while we step into the leadership part, the stage still becomes a place to worship, because there we are serving. We are servant leaders. The S in the rise of core values is service. And that completely is a new experience. I would really encourage everybody to go into that ladder as well while you are enhancing your communication journey, because the kind of experience leadership in Toastmasters gives you, I don't think that you get anywhere else. You have to influence without authority, right? In the district officers training program, there is one beautiful quote last year which I heard from TK Ramesh sir, and he said that you have to be that perfume, while sprayed, the essence or the scent remains, right? You just don't have to inhale it and feel that you are very powerful, but you have to spread that essence. So I think that is how, or that is the power of the stage as a communicator and a leader in Toastmasters.
Thank you, Sarish Jahan. Toastmaster Sunil, Sarish pointed out that there is always someone better wherever you go, and that is very true in Toastmasters also. There is always a better speaker, there is always a better orator. So, how do you, when for a new member, how is it? Can you give some advice on how can they manage this inferiority complex that there is someone better and I have to match that?
Okay, so if you were listening to Sarish carefully, so she mentioned even if you become the best speaker, you know you could be, there's always a better one. There is no limit, or there is not an absolute value or a benchmark where you could go up and say that I am the best now. Even the world champion of public speaking, it happens every year, and every year we find a new person, right? So there is no absolute value to it. Just like math, you have to keep on practicing it. You have to find new avenues, find new areas of improvement. Even the best Toastmasters meeting, the general evaluator comes in and gives a feedback, right? There's always new perspectives to a lot of things. You do a perfect meeting, pitch perfect meeting according to you, what could have done without any glitch. Zoom works fine. All the role takers are in, well dressed, doing everything to the word, but still some feedback will come in. So this is a very subjective thing. From one person's perspective, that might be the best thing you might have ever heard, and for somebody, you still have an improvement area, right? If you bring in a Sashi Tharoor here and you ask him to evaluate the meeting, he'll give you hundreds of feedback, right? Just based on grammarian report, right? And if you have somebody like me, right, giving a grammar, it might not be that good. So it's always upon perspective and subjective. What I would always suggest the person or any new member who's coming into Toastmasters is just evaluate yourself with the last meeting or the last speech you gave or the last role you took. Were you able to just surpass it a bit more than that, right? Just check with your mentor who has been monitoring your progress the whole time. Does he or she feel that you were able to improve a little bit from the last time? If that is the case, you go on. Right? Somebody pointed out that I have been in Toastmasters for very long. I should have gone out, right? I should have reached that pinnacle of Toastmasters or of leadership or communication that I feel that I have achieved everything. No, but every time you do something new, you learn something new, and you would know that okay, there are still areas of improvement. There's still places which you have not explored, which you might be able to do more about. So that's why you go along. You will still figure out these work areas, these improvement areas, and you keep working on it. And the time passes out. You will not know when it's 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and this journey continues. And this is how Toastmaster has been, and this is how it will be for a lot of people. Will never be able to achieve that absolute uh, perfection in Toastmasters or anywhere. I mean, in communication or leadership.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. You have pointed this out about the step-by-step improvement. And one question has come from our newest member, Toastmaster Souvik. How can one start from the bottom and reach the top level in a Toastmaster and any other organization? So Abhishekta, would you like to answer this question on the similar lines?
Yes. So the first answer to this is there is no definition of a topmost level in Toastmasters. It's a self-paced journey, and there is nothing called the top, and you can never be perfect. We always tell in Division C that perfection is boring. We always concentrate on passion. So you must have that zeal, that fire in you. And I have heard from my mentor that any meeting, Toastmasters or professional, where you don't speak is a meeting that you waste. So make sure every time you are here, you are heard. You can always count and see if you are improving from the last time you attended a meeting, and if you have gained in something from the meeting. So there are two things. Toastmasters should never be a drainer in your life. It should be a gainer. In every meeting, if you keep gaining something out of it, of course you will visit 100 different clubs, gain and achieve 100 different inspirations. Pick them shamelessly and implement it in your own speech. If you have at least one speech idea in your head, every two Toastmasters meeting you are going up. You are going up in the ladder, and there is no top, but you will always be on the rise. Even in leadership journey, people can start with an SAA role and go up to become a district director and still come back to the SAA role and still do it better. The definition of better and the definition of best is very subjective in Toastmasters, and it is up to us to define and redefine that. Thank you.
So I picked a very beautiful sentence from this. Toastmaster is not a drainer, it's a gainer. Sarish, would you like to speak more on that?
I guess Abhishek already covered all the points so beautifully. Just to add from my end, Toastmasters, we sometimes feel that we are brand ambassadors of Toastmasters, the district leadership team, right? We keep telling people that, come on, you can be a better version of yourself. And that is what we do in every meeting. But then I'll tell you one important thing, which DTM Chandramouli told me last year. And he said that there is no hierarchy in Toastmasters. There is no hierarchy, everyone. There is no bottom, there is no top. And to your surprise, you are already at the topmost place because you are a member. And there is no hierarchy. While with that, I mean the member is at the top if you really want to consider a hierarchy. And rest, everything falls below, right? So your journey from bottom to top, top to bottom, that doesn't make the words do not make sense in Toastmasters, and that's why we are different from any other organization, because we treat the members' interest first, club's interest first, as compared to any other interest of any district. Even the district director will do things while the member requests, right? So that's the kind of authority or the influence which a member has. And I really want to empower you all, in fact, all the members, to realize the fact that you are at the top, right? There is nothing of that sort. And coming back to what you spoke about, Mudassir, or you asked me to answer, I don't think that I have a better answer than what Abhishekta spoke about. I truly 100% agree with whatever she said. It's very subjective, the definitions of few words, and it's limitless. Growth, like, we do not have any limit. And I'll quote my father here. While I was coming to Bangalore, he told me one very important thing which will be there with me forever. He said that everybody says that the sky is the limit, believe that it is limitless. And he said it in Hindi, but I'm just converting it for you. He said it's limitless. Have you ever seen the start and the end of sky? So never ever think that your goals or your achievements or your learnings can have a limit. That's my take on your question, Mudassir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarish. We talked about quality of Toastmasters and how step-by-step growth will help you become a better speaker. But there is one question that comes in, and I think some of our members are asking it. What about time commitment? How can you distribute your time between your personal life and the Toastmaster life and the professional life? So Toastmaster Sunil, would you like to speak on this matter?
Yes, definitely. And this is one of the very key skill which I have learned in Toastmasters over time, specifically because a lot of the leaders now and a lot of people in Toastmasters right now are the members who have just joined in the virtual era, right? They were not part of the era, the golden era of Toastmasters where we used to do in-person meetings. And that was the time when I became an area director. I'll just explaining what exactly happened that time. And I used to have all the 4 corporate clubs in my area. And everybody was meeting during weekday, during the office hours. And initially I faced a lot of issues when I used to go to their offices, right? To their meetings, to join the meetings and to do any kind of administrative task or whenever they require me. But as it started becoming very hectic to me, because now I have to, during the office hours, have to go out, right? Sometimes without informing a manager as well. So it became very risky for me. So that's the time I started planning. And I learned two things. First, the art of planning, how effectively you could plan. And secondly, the art of saying no. And this is a very important thing. I mean, in Toastmasters, a lot, you have to do it to experience it. It's very easy to say no to people. But how do you say it so that you are not offending someone and you still get the work done from them? Okay. So I informed all my club members that, okay, if you want me at any of your meetings, just inform prior to at least 1 week so that I can plan my next week ahead properly. That I'm available for you and I will be coming up. Right. If you just inform me 1 day before or 2 days before, I might not be able to give that commitment to you. Right. And they complied, they agreed to it. And it became a very smooth ride over time. I mean, that after 6 months, after January, it became a very smooth ride for me. And I saw the transition as well, where we started from offline in-person meetings to online meetings as well. And I became that chain agent for them because they started trusting me. They knew that, okay, this guy also has other tasks rather than only Toastmasters, and he's still working for us. Let's give that commitment respect to that person as well, right? So your member reciprocates in the same way. If you respect their time, if you give that commitment to them and you comply to it, they will respond, right? So I've learned these two things. You have to do in case you want to manage it. The art of saying no, and then planning properly and strategizing properly. Plan ahead in case you are taking up a role where you feel you will require a lot of work, right? Plan. I mean, just I think Sharish was asking Tanmay about the posters, right? Tanmay gave the deadline, right? 5 दिन hai. We already have 5 days. Don't worry about it; it will be completed, right? Plan accordingly. If you know that okay, this might take some time, give that deadline to accordingly to them. And this has also worked professionally for me as well when I'm planning for my task, right? The Scrum Master asks how much time it will take. I give them 2 days, including testing. Done, right? So that's how you work. So this is an art. I mean, you have to do it to learn the art of saying no and planning. It works wonderfully, and you will be able to manage time easily.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. In the very beginning, we saw Sarish showing us sticky notes about different meetings. So, Sarish, can you give us some tips on how to manage time between all those meetings?
Believe me, sometimes I really feel I need a secretary to remind me that, hey, ma'am, you have a meeting in half an hour, get ready. Ma'am, you need to change, you have this team meeting. So I truly feel that you are messed up. Sometimes I end up making double commitments. Believe me, I'll say, I'll take TMOD and TTM both at a meeting, and I said GE at another meeting. Which one will you compromise? Right? So it really becomes very confusing for you. This list which I make, I bought these sticky notes, and what I do is I don't believe in phone reminders. Like, I don't believe in Google Calendar reminders, etc., etc. I truly believe in handwritten notes or things which are which you can keep in front of you, or you can carry here and there apart from your phone, because phone by default has every other detail. But I don't trust. I mean, I like this authentic or maybe old school way of making notes. So what I have started doing is I've started writing the important activities which I do or I have to do in this entire day, priority wise. So the topmost will be something which I cannot deny or cannot say no to. Like Sunil said, there are few things which you can't say no to. Then there are few things where you can make adjustments. If you are not available, you can ask your club member or your division member to take up that role. And then the third one is highly impossible, right? So you deal with them priority wise, and there is a sadistic pleasure in striking off, I'm telling you, while you're done with that activity. You feel out of 10, you've done 5. Oh God, wow, I've done something. So a tip my end, I don't know if it works for you guys. It really, really works for me. Whatever goal I have, I was showing my 2022 goals to Abhishekta and Sunil as well some time back, and I was telling them showing the sticky note that, hey guys, I've made my 2022 goals. So for everything or every day to plan better, I would say make notes or make pointers and then strike them off while you are done, right? If there is any follow up action, write them as well. This is something which works for me, might or might not work for you. The other thing which you can also do is the whiteboard. I do that as well. I have a huge whiteboard, and whenever I want to learn something, I write on that and then I rub it off. Something which you can, while you complete, you can rub it off as well, so that you can realize you did something. So that sadistic pleasure, I call it, is really important for you to realize that, hey, I did something important. That's a tip from my end. Again, might or might not work for you, but it truly works for me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish. So we are towards the end of our panel discussion. Today we learned about importance of Toastmasters, how it makes you a better listener, the importance of Toastmaster in increasing your power of expression, about conflict management, about time management. So we are towards the end, and I would like to ask each of the speaker to an open-ended question. In last 1 month, I think a lot of new members joined Toastmasters, and currently the number of new members in Toastmasters is more than the old members. So we are a very young club right now. So any advice would you guys like to give to us as a young club? Toastmaster Abhishekta, you can start.
Thank you, Mudassir. This is something I iterated yesterday as well in a meeting where when I joined as a new Toastmaster, my mentor told me, it's a very famous quote that goes in Toastmasters that says, if you get out of Toastmasters what you can get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. So as young speakers, as a young club, when you look at all these experienced Toastmasters, you have to understand there is a reason why everybody is sticking around for so long. Nobody is getting paid here to be waking up early on a weekend or to be available on weekdays, as Harish was mentioning, taking up double roles. We are here because we are benefiting so much out of this beautiful place we are part of, and you can get all of that as well. So there was one question even in the chat, that what do you tell about speakers who take up only prepared speech roles? So the tagline of Toastmasters doesn't say Toastmasters where prepared speakers are made. No, it's Toastmasters where leaders are made, and to get a holistic benefit out of it, you have to reach every corner, you have to seek every goal. So take inspiration from everybody. Even if you look at our timer today, who is diligently looking at the time and still asking questions, pick up something from him, learn something from him, and implement, and there will be no end to your journey as a young club. You will be forever young and forever earning and eager to grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishekta. Toastmaster Sunil, would you like to speak on the same topic? If you have to start your journey again, what will you do?
It was very different for me when I started. I was never into Toastmaster. I didn't actually initially join Toastmasters for learning. Okay, I had a lot of friends in Toastmasters, and I just went there to have fun with them. Right. I started as a college student, so that was my primary motive, and I think that thing stayed with me for a very long time. Even when I came back again in Infi and CGI, I feel Toastmasters is a place which is a stress buster for me. Even if I'm not taking any role in the meeting, right? Not a speaker. Even if I don't participate in table topic, I just keep on listening to them. And probably at the end of the meeting, I just make memes on everybody, right? That's a favorite pastime for me. And I just spread those and just have a conversation with all the members. Or post meeting, let's say, just sit around for half an hour or 20 minutes, 15 minutes, talk to the members, enjoy listening to their stories and how did they came around making their own speeches or they are doing their role, right? So it has been a very different story for me. But my suggestion for everybody here would be, as Abhishekta mentioned, it's mostly about learning. If you are keen on learning, if you want to actually gain something out of it, just observe and that would be more than enough for you. Just listen. I think listening is also a very underrated skill. Just listen and then you will be one of the most wise men ever. Our older manual, right, before pathways, they used to have manual for listening, specifically only for listening. Doing nothing in the meeting, just listen. And you will be evaluated upon how good you are in listening skills, right? So you have to understand and you have to come up with that intent of learning in the meeting. And secondly, finding this place as a place where you could express yourself, find new friends, even if you don't have anything to do, just chill. I mean, for Toastmaster, for me, is mostly for this. I think even if I'm not giving anything, just come to Toastmaster, have fun, listen to people, poke a few of the speakers, and just keep on commenting in the chat window, something around whatever is going on, funny, right? That just makes me happy, and that's why I'm in Toastmasters. It's mostly about having fun, stress buster, and learning something every time from the meeting. So that should be enough. Take it slow. It is not a race. Just remember this. It's not a race. You don't have to complete all the speeches in 1 month. Not going to make any difference. You're not going to come up in a Guinness World Record that you've completed 3 parts in 1 month or in 1 year. Doesn't make a difference. I mean, it's your journey. I mean, if it takes 1 year for you to make one speech, take that time, right? But keep joining the meetings regularly. Be consistent. That would be my advice to everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. He rightly pointed out that he joined Toastmaster to have fun. So there is a quote somewhere I read that Toastmaster is a non-profit for money, but it is for profit for happiness. So what do you think, Sarish Jahan, about this statement?
I truly believe when Toastmasters start giving you a lot of stress, it's your time to take a break. Because I was telling the same to a friend yesterday that there have been times when you really feel stressful about preparation of a meeting. You really feel stressful about something in life in Toastmasters, right? While it starts giving you that stress, for what? Like, we join Toastmasters to become stress free. When we are already being stressful about something, there's no point. And I explain this to myself every day, right? Because I have this habit of taking or overthinking. I have this habit of taking a lot of stress for even little things. Sunil is completely opposite to me. He will always tell me, chill, it's okay, ho jayega, aisa. But I'm like, no, it can't be chill scenes, right? It has to be done with utmost perfection. So for me, I don't chill. That's my problem in every role, whichever I take. So my advice or my suggestion to everyone, including my own self, is going to be, okay, take division PR for example. Absolutely, Tanmay. Because Tanmay is a part of my division PR team, I don't chill at all. I keep dropping 10-20 messages in the PR team. Where is this? Where is that? I need this, I need that. So that eventually, there are different kinds of leadership styles, and that's my leadership style, that I really want to be prepared beforehand. I don't want the last minute things to happen where I miss on something important. For example, I miss to thank people. I make a list of people I want to thank, so that nobody is left behind or nobody comes back and says you didn't mention my name. So to all the new members, and I saw a lot of questions flooding in the conversation or the chat window, I just have few important things to let you all know. I prepared this for a speech which was titled Above and Beyond, coincidentally, where I said, lead, empathize, learn, empathize, applaud, and develop eventually. Learn, empathize, applaud, and develop. And that's how you lead. Leadership, and there's an important question which I will address here. I know that there's a time crunch. I'll quickly wind up. While somebody said that my speech is appreciated in other clubs but not in this club, I'm telling you, in my entire pathways journey, I was the best speaker in majority of the speeches. There's one speech which I gave for 20 minutes. I considered it to be the best speech in my entire pathways. I didn't get the best speaker, a very small thing for everyone, right? Winning best speaker in a club meeting. But then I was so furious. I called the evaluator and I said, what was missing in my speech, right? So you have to do the KYA, know your audience, where you are setting the right context to the right audience. And then there are several divisions where people will already have a favorite. You can't do anything about it. You go to their club, they'll always vote their president as the best speaker. They have their favorites already fixed. You can't do anything about it. Please do not let that lower your spirits in any way. To all the new members, please make sure that you come and join this fun environment where you are not paid, where we are not paid to laugh, where we are not paid to literally lead people. We are here to have a lot of fun. So switch on your cameras, laugh, comment. You should see Sunil, me, Abhishekta, and a few of others in other forums, right? While we chat in the chat conversations and we comment on each other's chat. So we have that stress-free hour for ourselves, and that really makes a lot of sense while we are in the bubble of our corporate lives and our personal lives. So enjoy, have a great time. While you feel it is going to be stressful, time for you to take a step back. I tell this to myself, and I am telling this to everyone else. And yes, learn, empathize, applaud. Never forget to applaud and express gratitude. Only then you will develop. Thank you, Mudassir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish Jahan. I would like to thank all the three esteemed panelists, Toastmaster Sunil, Toastmaster Abhishekta, and Toastmaster Harish Jahan. We are going home with a beautiful quote: learn, empathize, applaud, and develop, lead. Thank you all the three panelists for joining us at the Speakers Den Toastmasters Club. With this, we end the panel discussion. Now I would like to move to the next segment, which is about table topic. Before we start that, I would like to invite the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ramlal. Toastmaster Ramlal is actually a distinguished Toastmaster. He has been a Toastmaster for last 2 decades, and he has mentored a lot of clubs across various districts of Toastmasters. Toastmaster Ramlal, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir. Absolutely, wonderful introduction. My task is to evaluate, the meeting, as all of you know, right from the moment the meeting started till I'm going to be asked to do so. And in the process, the following are going to help me. That is, it's called the tag team, as all of you know again. Can I request the timer to present his role, please? Toastmaster Souvik.
So as a timer, my role is to time the table topics. Since we don't have a prepared speech today, I will take care of the start of the meeting time as well as the end. Also, the panel discussion start time and the end time. And I'll be keeping a track of the time of the table topic sessions as well as the general evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souvik. We have a grammarian who's going to, tell us how we fared as far as the grammar is concerned. Toastmaster Duman.
Morning. So as a grammarian, I'm supposed to listen and evaluate, point out if anyone has done any exceptionally good usages of grammar, or if someone has made any grammar mistakes. Also, I point out the word of the day, which is commendable. Meaning is deserving praise. For example, his efforts to prepare good food were very commendable. So I encourage that everyone tries to use this word in today's meeting, and I will take note of how many times it gets used. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Duman, for the commendable way in which you presented your role. I now request the accounter, Toastmaster Pasha, to present his role, please.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Pasha. Today, I am accounter guy. So, for the benefit of newcomers, guests, I will like to explain the importance of accounter. The main objectives of accounter is: one is to keep an eagle eye on flow of speech. Second is to keep eagle eye on clarity of speech. So the things today I'll be listening to crutch words, filler words, and long pauses and repeats that often used by people during their speech and conversation. So these repeats, crutch words, and repeats, long pauses, they they dilute the impact of speech. Second, they will disrupt the flow of speech. So throughout the meeting as a counter, I will be keeping track on them. So I'll let I'll let know all the speakers how they did at the end of the meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pasha, for that wonderful way in which you presented your role. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, my tag team, without whom I will not be able to perform my duty. Back to the moderator or the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal. Now I would like to start with the table topic session. For the table topic session, I would like to invite Toastmaster Kajal. She is an engineer by profession. She is fond of dance, music, and she likes to play chess. Toastmaster Kajal, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir, for a warm introduction. So now I'll start the table topic session. So as we have had a good discussion and good panel discussion by our 3 DTM experienced panelists. So it was great session today, and we have learned a lot from all our 3 panelists. And hopefully this will help all of us in our future to relate the experience they have shared with us. We also just relate in our life. So now let's begin to our table topic session. So the table topic which will help to all of us to think on our feet. As the prepared speeches, we already know our content, we already know our script, we have the script ready, we just practiced it a lot before come on the stage. But on the table topic session, we just doesn't know what's the topic we have to speak. We just get the topic on the spot and we have to deliver the topic, and we have to show our presentation skills. So now the time to show our presentation skills. So from an hour, we are just listening, we are just sitting. So now I'll give you time to present yourself and come on the stage. And so just help me and participate here. And I have prepared some topics for you. And so I just did not prepare of some topics today. I just have some real objects for you. So you have to just share those products in front of the audience to our club. So, and in this time, you have at least 1 minute you have to speak for qualifying, and the maximum 2 minutes. So our timer will show you, will remind you by showing the red, yellow, and green card. So now I'll request the timer to show the red, yellow, and green card, which he will show at 1 minute the green card, at 1 minute 30 seconds the timer will show you the yellow card, and the 2 minutes he'll show you the green red card. At the 30-second would be the buffer timings. So now timer, Toastmaster Sovik, please can you show the cards?
Green, yellow, and red.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sobik. So now I would request to all of you, please switch on your camera. So I can see you and I can call you on the stage. So please voluntarily come up, otherwise I'll call you randomly. So who wanna come first? Okay, Toastmaster Simmi. No one is raising their hand. Toastmaster Simmi, are you there? Our SAA. She's not there. Okay, our timer.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay. So I'll give you a topic. You have this deck of cards. So now you have to share this deck of cards to the audience. So you have 2 minutes of time. Now the stage is yours.
I have to sell this.
Yes.
Okay. So if nowadays we all are stuck, not nowadays, but before 6 months, we always stuck in a lockdown and we didn't know how to spend our time. We don't have the enough resources. What I used to do is I used to, most of the time I used to sit in front of laptop or my mobile phone and I used to strain my eyes. So anybody who is looking to spend their time with their families, doing things, uh, knowing, doing things and communicating with their families and friends, you can take this deck of cards. You can learn the skills by, you can learn so many skills by playing this. Though I don't know how to play this, but I can assure you that it is best way to spend time to your with your family and with your loved ones. Instead of spending time on your computer, on your phone, or doing anything which would cause strain for your eyes, you can always do something which will, keep your interest and which will be helpful for your health as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Ovik. Such an great explanation you just come up. You just doesn't know how to play the cards, but it's still you were just showing the experiences. Yeah, nowadays we are busy in our phones, in our laptops. We just doesn't play the outdoor or these kind of games in our childhood we used to play. So let's continue to the next. So who's coming next?
Yeah, I can take.
Toastmaster, who's this? Okay, Toastmaster Ashish. Yeah. So I'll give you Kelsey. So you have to sell this.
But you have some calculator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Kajal, for this wonderful product that for giving me that wonderful product that I need to sell. Calculator. So what is the importance of this calculator? It will tell you to calculate different things. So when you are earning less and spending more, that is the most important thing for you. Otherwise, bank will do more calculation on you. So you have to be very careful on that one. And when we are doing the budget part and you are going on a trek and you took the ownership of all the activities, you have to plan for everything. You have to plan like where you need to spend and how much, because sometimes people will pay you at the right time and sometimes people won't pay you and you have to pay from your own pocket, because you can't tell your friend that you are owing this much amount of money to me. And there are some different calculations also, like let's say you are a bachelor and you are enjoying your time and your parents are forcing you to marry. So through that calculator also you can calculate how many days are pending that I can enjoy my bachelorhood. That will also help you to enjoy your life more. Okay. And if you are married, you are newly married and enjoying your life, and your parents are forcing you for some other things to expand your family. At that time also your calculator will help you till what time you have that much of bandwidth that you can enjoy. You can roam every place in the earth, because when the expansion happens, after that probably the enjoyment decreases. So this calculation plays an important role in each and everyone's life. And while you are a child, that helps you to do calculation to improve your math. While you are an adult, that helps you to do calculation on your life, which matters more. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashish. We can relate you, or we can feel you about the experience you have shared first when you were single and how you like manage your expenses, and when you get married, and then how you gonna uh, like feel your expenses, or you can do it. So thanks a lot to share the experience and to play the topic well done. So now let's continue. Who's coming next? Please come up.
I can do it.
Who's there? Oh, Duman.
Duman.
Okay, Toastmaster Duman. So now the summers are on their peak. So I'll give you this
Sunglasses.
sunglasses.
Dear audience, have you ever had that moment when you go out in the middle of the day and the sun is shining so brightly and you cannot see anything? And if you look directly at the sunlight, and sometimes it makes you sneeze. But so there is a perfect solution to that. And so you can get it just anywhere. It's super easy to get wherever you are. A sunglass. And not only that, it helps you also when you're driving the bike. Sometimes there might be some insect or some bug that is flying, and it might accidentally come into your eye or something. So the sunglass will protect you from that also. And what else? Then that mostly that is all the advantages. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Duman, for share a experience of using the sunglasses. Yeah, it lets our eyes in summers, and it also saves us from the insects if we are on traveling on bikes or something. So thank you so much. So now, who's coming next? I would like to call Toastmaster Sankhya.
Sure.
Toastmaster Sankhya, are you there?
Please. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have some this hands free for you that one earbud is not working. Only the one earbud is working. So you have to just sell it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect gift if you are married or if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend. Now let me explain this. In case you are married for the first year, what do you expect? Well, expectation is something which is limitless. All you can expect is continuously, the chit chat, which sometimes often goes. But if on the other hand, if you see that there is a cricket match which is happening and your wife or spouse is really not bothered about that, well, here comes our brilliant technology made in India. With one side, you can always hear the cricket match. On the other side, it's completely keep it silence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has other impact as well. In case, in the second year of the marriage, if you are being asked, please help me in washing the dishes, always use that technology. It's the latest technology available in the market. You can always put one end on the year when it's something tempting. For example, your wife says that, wow, I have prepared a brilliant biryani today. You can always use that to hear that particular word. I love that tempting biryani. But in case it comes after that you have to wash all the dishes, put up the other things. That's how life is. It's always in black and white, but in the latest technology, it's always on. You hear something and you do not hear. That's a very philosophical technology we have now today. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Kajal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. It was really great. You just relate the. I was just thinking how will you handle this, but you just beautifully make a story and you come up on the stage and you just rocked it. Thanks a lot. So now who's coming next? Toastmaster Simi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. So your topic is you have this lipper. You have to share it.
Sorry, I can't see it properly.
This lipstick.
Okay. I have to sell it. So, yeah, everyone is not like a makeup person, I'd say. I usually earlier was not. I really didn't like to put anything over my face. but I just say they try it. When you move out, it really gives a glow to the skin. It could be used just to embrace your beauty. Like always, the lipstick or makeup is not like you are there to look good for the photographs or moving out and for the party ready or anything. But like sometimes you just feel empowered to show what it is like. So lipstick is one of them. Another thing is like it. I'd say there are various kinds of it. Some are smudge proof, some are like that. Yeah, most of us eat those lipsticks are eating, but this one it would be like smudge proof and waterproof. It will resist a long time for you. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simmi. It was a very well and very deep, deep explanation. You just gave it, and you just explain all the smudge proof, waterproof, and all the lipstick shades. So thanks a lot. So now who's coming next? I would like to call our panelist, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kajal. Please.
Yeah. So you have this tie. You have to share this tie. Stage yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kajal, and the beautiful audience here. If you want to be a panelist and want to look professional in a meeting, not like me, I think you need to have this thing with you. You don't need to have a shirt, just have a t-shirt, put it over, and you'll look professional in every scenario if you have a tie with you. And I would perfectly and very selectively recommend you a black tie. It goes with everything. Any color of shirt or any color of top you are wearing, just have a black tie and it goes fine and it makes you look professional and ready for any kind of meeting you are into. Right? You have just woken up from the sleep, just wear the tie and come on. Right? It doesn't take much time for you to wear it. People are earning money from making videos of how to wear a tie. You can be one of those influencers. Make your own knot, right? Discover a knot, invent a knot, and then just sell it out to the people. Get it patented. Double knot, single knot, simple tie, right? I have seen the tie with a hook, if you remember Three Idiots. So, there are a lot of things available in the market with tie, and it is so simple to use and so brilliant to use to make you look professional and ready for any meeting. I think this is the product you need to have for everything. Before this meeting, I would have learned about this product. Probably I would not dress like this. This is a new technology for everyone. So please, just came into the market. Kajal, thank you for introducing me to this. Next meeting, probably just call me to the meeting. I'll be wearing a tie. Definitely, for sure. Don't worry about it. And I hope you too. Thank you, and back to you, Kajal.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster. Sorry, what's
Toastmaster Sunil.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah, I know. Very, very common name. People forget it very easily. Don't worry about it. No,
No, so sorry. Thanks a lot for showing the benefits of wearing the tie. And we professionalism, and in our professional life, we should always wear in tie. And in our Toastmaster meetings, also we should show that professionalism. As we just come up on the office, when we are going office, we have to just tie a knot, and we should just go in a tie. So, thank you. So now I would like to call Toastmaster Costum. I don't know what's the right pronunciation.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so your topic is this empty bottle. You have to sell it to the audience of our club. Empty water bottle.
What's the difference between the regular water bottle and this thing that you showed?
It's a normal thermal water that it's having
it's a thermo flask. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you want me to sell this?
Yes. And it's empty. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have any water.
Empty.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what we have here is something that is empty and is also a container, which presents to us the beautiful possibility of potential. This morning, I was listening to a debate online, which was about the words that have changed the world. They were speaking about the greatest speeches in the history of mankind. I should say humankind, to be gender neutral. In the history of humankind, they started with the speech of Abraham Lincoln, Gettysburg Address. They went through the speech of Churchill during the days of World War II. And they touched upon a lot of other speeches, including Barack Obama's, because of all the presidents of the United States, Barack Obama has a special mention in the history of the United States so far, because he was the first Black president, and he went to a lot of places where atrocities were committed towards Black people. And coming back to that place as the first Black president of the country was a great moment in the walk of history of that country. But all through that time, what I was wondering was that why are there no speeches of any Indian leaders that they are talking about? Why are we Toastmasters never ever referring to a single speech of an Indian leader, Indian warrior, Indian prime minister, Indian president? No one. Why is that whole space of great spoken words and speeches devoid of anything that any of our leaders have said? Is it that because we don't have a history, we don't have the heritage, or do we have nothing that qualifies for the global audience? So I think everyone here should buy that container, which is specifically empty, because that is what it has come to represent our country in the long history of spoken word and speeches, even in Toastmasters. We don't talk about them. We are always talking about Europeans and Americans, other leaders. We have no respect for them. We have no memory of them. And that container clearly represents what we are. So that's my pitch for you to buy that bottle to remember our leaders by. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Costum, for a great experience you shared with comparison of the President of America, of the Black Doctor Barack Obama, and the European countries to the compare of the Indians. Thank you so much. So now I just like to continue our session. So I would like to call Toastmaster Tanmay. Toastmaster Tanmay.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So your topic is due.
Okay.
You have to say.
Have you ever wondered how you will face the harsh heat wave of North India while you're sitting in Bangalore enjoying the nice weather, having some tea and pakora while it's drizzling outside? Have you ever considered, as a human, how our counterparts in North India are surviving the travel in the local, the bus, and whatnot? The key alarming factor, the smell. Imagine you are standing in a metro, holding on to like this, and there is someone taller than you. He is holding like this. Such nightmare on a sweaty day, on a humid day. Presenting this deo, your savior on such day. You must be wondering, if I'm small and someone else is hanging and I'm smelling, how is it a savior? Take your bottle and spray on them. Because who doesn't love a free spray? We get it all the time in Bangalore while it's raining, on a bike or while in the office. But this time, this deo is there to save you on such a sweaty day. You got a date? No worries. Get this spray. Get this deo and enjoy your date. Who knows what will transpire after that? Are you traveling to North Korea? Or are you defecting to North Korea? Get this Dio. Because, fun fact, North Korea and South Korea, you won't find Dios much. So while traveling there, always carry your own Dio. And get this one right here, right now at a special price of 2 for $5.99 and 1 for $6.99 today. Thank you, and back to you, TTM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay. It's really, I can just connect with you. Yeah, I'm here in North India now, and here temperature is 48 and 50, and I can see, yeah, I can't stay without Dio anytime here. So yeah, it was great explanation you gave. So thank you so much. So now I would like to call our DTM Toastmaster Sarija. And your topic I would like to give this eye mask.
Okay. Do you face the problem of confronting people while you don't want to see them? Do you face the problem of sleeping in light while you really want darkness around? Do you feel that you really want to put that eye mask instead of the face mask? I generally and genuinely am telling you that instead of the mask which we put on the face mask which we have, I cover it like that, like I cover my eyes with the same mask while I really don't want to see few people around, right? Whenever that negative energy or the negative vibe is around, the easiest way to escape is have an eye mask. And that is why it becomes really important for you to buy this eye mask, because it comes with an aloe vera padding, right? While you cover your eyes with this eye mask, it's not only going to protect you from the negative vibes, it has a filter which will also protect your eyes from literally being damaged or literally having the negative impact of the negative vibes. So that kind of filter only comes in this eye mask. And this eye mask is at a very attractive price right now. It's only at rupees 99. Yes, just 1 rupee short of 100, right? But we call it 99 because that sounds more pleasing and attractive while you see the 2 digits rather than 3. And hence, we are ready to give you back 1 rupee. No. We'll not give you 1 rupee back. We'll give you 1 center fresh. So in 100 rupees, you get 1 eye mask with the filter to filter the negative vibes around. And you will also get 1 center fresh free from our side. If you like the flavor of the center fresh, we'll give you 2. And we'll not charge you anything if you buy our eye mask right now. And I'll share the link. Order right now. The first 10 orders get 5 center fresh free with our eye mask. This eye mask, I'm telling you, if you buy it, you're going to be the only person to have this kind of eye mask, and people will envy you. It will become a status symbol while you go out. We can also customize it. We can write Prada or Gucci, anything like Abibas also, just to make it more brand compliant and make it more evident that you are a brand freak. So yes, order it right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saris. You have just done beautifully played this topic, and you just what I say, you just like advertise this eye mask with the 1 free center fresh. Now we all gonna run and we just buy this and we will get center fresh as well. Thanks a lot. So now who's left? I think all are covered. Toastmaster Mudassir. Yeah, now I would like to call Toastmaster Mudassir.
But Dr. Pasha has not spoken. You can call him.
I think he left in between, so that's why I didn't see
He's
him.
here. He's here.
He's there? Okay. Toastmaster Pasha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your topic is just laughing Buddha. You have to say it.
Laughing Buddha.
Yes.
laughing, laughing Buddha represents, see, actually, what I learned to in my history books is uh, Buddha always taught some principles. Buddha was a philosopher. He taught many principles. One of the principle, if I remember, was this one. Misery is the main cause for suffering. But here totally I got the topic laughing Buddha. Means laughing Buddha, what laughing Buddha represent to me is
to spread the happiness.
Yes, ma'am. To share, yes, ma'am. To share, be happy with be happy at any moment. Be happy everywhere you can. Be happy and sweet with everyone. With everyone. So, spread happiness. Be happy. It represents spread happiness. Be happy. One more thing it represents is, so we humans are from inside, we are pure beings. Our internal nature is peace, kindness, compensation, and happiness. So, as a human beings, our true inner nature is to be happy first, and to keep our surrounding peoples, everyone around us happy. So the main importance being happy is, we can, if we are happy, we can manage our activities very well. Means managing our activities means managing our time and managing our life. So if you manage our activities, if you organize our activities, if you plan our activities well, our day goes well, our weeks goes well, our months goes well, our years will goes well. So this all happens only if we are happy with ourselves. So coming to the, as a doctor, I want to tell some medical aspect of happiness. Coming to the physiology, so whenever we are happy, some type of endorphins produces in our mind. These endorphins boost our self-confidence, enhances our self-esteem. These things allow us to make things better. If you are happy, we manage things better. So, yes, sir. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Time is over.
Rajal, you are on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pasa, for giving a brief, elaborate explanation you gave on laughing Buddha, like happy, if you are happy, how you do your work is happily mind, and how you manage time management, how you do the time management of your things, of your daily things. Yeah, it was really great. Thanks a lot. So now I would like to call our new guest, Toastmaster Lalita. Toastmaster Lalita.
She is our new member.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, she's a newly member, not guest. Toastmaster Lalita.
Yes, Kajal.
Yeah. So your topic is this book, Stephen Hawking book, A Brief Story of the Time. So you have to sell this book.
A brief history.
I can't see you. Please, can you switch on your camera?
Yes, I have switched on my camera.
Okay.
I switched on my
Okay,
camera.
so you have to say. Okay, you have to share this book.
Okay, A Brief History of Time.
Yes.
So I actually like reading books. So I don't read history books, unfortunately. So I read more of thriller stories, like novels, like Sidney Sheldon novels. They are my favorite. So history is like something which I really don't like. So to sell this book, I think like probably I can just relate this something related to independence or related to Gandhiji or something. So I can just tell like how our freedom fighters, like how they fought for the country to bring independence to us. So I think so it's a great book for us to read and to just see like how this freedom fighters, they fought for our country, and how much time they sacrificed for us. And I think they must have sacrificed their life, and they must have sacrificed their time and their family and everything, just to bring to give us independence and to give us good time. So I also believe like reading is something like everyone should develop this habit of reading. So we learn more and more, only when we read, like we become more familiar with the terms, and like how we can communicate and all. So I think reading is very important, and this is the way like I'll be selling this book. Over to you, Kajal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lalita, for showing your interest and your like the dedication for the books, and you explain how explanation for the book readings and all. Thank you. Now we are running out of the time, so let me finish the topic and hand over the session to our team or Toastmaster Mudassir Ali. So over to you, Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kajal, for the wonderful table topic session. I think you learned a lot about salesmanship in this table topic session. Now I would like to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ramlal, to give evaluation of the entire meeting. Toastmaster Ramlal, distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir. Let me tell you that entire meeting was something where I learned a lot of things. It went on very smoothly. There was a lot of sophistication in the way the entire thing was unfolding. Absolutely wonderful. And this is how meeting should happen always. So before I say anything more, let me ask the timer to present his observations, please. Timer, TM Souvik.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'll be sharing my screen. The meeting started at 11:12, so we were 12 minutes short, like 12 minutes above time. The panel discussion started at 11 o'clock 23 minutes, and it ended at 11 o'clock 58 minutes. For table topic session, Toastmaster Souvik has taken 1 minute 12 seconds. Toastmaster Ashish took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Doman has taken 1 minute 2 seconds. Toastmaster Shankha has taken 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Semi has taken 1 minute. Toastmaster Sunil has taken 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Costa has taken 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Tanmay has taken 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Sharish ma'am has taken 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Pasha has taken 3 minutes 40 seconds. I thought he gave a speech instead of table topic. Toastmaster Lalita has taken 1 minute 24 seconds. Back to the general evaluator.
Sir, you are on mute. Sir, sir, you are on mute.
Thank you for that wonderful, descriptive report that you presented on the time taken by each one of the role players. Very well done. Actually, that is appreciable, especially online meetings like this. That says a lot of things about how we spend our time today. Now, Sergeant at Arms Simi Agrawal started with a lot of enthusiasm. wonderful voice and always smiling. And she also gave us the ground rules and also highlighted the purpose of Toastmasters. In fact, the more often you do that, the more it gets ingrained into us. And I think that's well done. I'll give you suggestions overall later, right? And she handed over the stage to the presiding officer, beautifully introduced the presiding officer. Toastmaster Tanmay took over. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant in his presidential address. There was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, a lot of power in his voice, a lot of conviction in his voice. And that is what I always look at when someone speaks, is their conviction. And he also used body language to great advantage, right? The power with which he spoke was really, really reaching us. And that's exactly what a presiding officer's address has got to be. I think it was one wonderful presentation from the presiding officer. If there's something that the Sergeant at Arms can take from the presiding officer's address today, is that extra bit of energy. She was enthusiastic, no doubt, smiling, no doubt, all through. Can you add a little more energy? Energy is what is required to start a meeting off. Especially how we start tells us how we are going to end. So the Sergeant at Arms is the one person who sets the tone for the meeting. So can the Sergeant at Arms incorporate a little more energy? Otherwise, she was good. I mean, Asmi Agrawal was good, but the presiding officer set the tone, actually. He did it exceedingly well, set the tone for the meeting with that enthusiastic presentation of his. And then he handed over the stage to the panel discussion moderator, Toastmaster Mudassir. And Toastmaster Mudassir was very calm, cool, and confident in the way he conducted. Absolutely brilliant. It appears that he's had a lot of such experience before from the way he did it today. That's what I feel. I do not know how many times he's been a panel discussion moderator, but he did it exceedingly well. If it can be, taken as a project presentation, I think he will score high. Very well done. Fully confident. I do not find him, any time wanting to speak or say anything. He was so confident in asking questions, so confident. He carried it through very smoothly. If there's one suggestion for him, energy. Can you incorporate a little more energy? Because you're the panel discussion moderator. As panel discussion moderator, you must look masterly in your presentation, in your asking the questions. Can you raise your volume a little bit? So if you do that, I think it would have been one perfect moderation done by you. Absolutely brilliant, that we normally witness on TV. We normally we have seen a lot of panel discussions happening on TV. I think what I saw today was something of high class, something which is superb, brilliant. A little more energy would have made it exceptional. A little more energy from Toastmaster Mudassir. Absolutely brilliant. And what should I say about the panelists? Each one of them was masterly in their, observations. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant observation. Absolutely brilliant way of. They had control over what they were saying. I'm not getting into the subject as such. I, for one, whenever I evaluate, I don't get into the contents of discussion. I don't get into contents of a speech as well. What I look at is how well you have delivered it. What kind of impression you have made upon me as a speaker. And I think all the three, DTM Sirish Jahan, DTM, Toastmaster Vishikta, and Toastmaster Sunil Kumar were brilliant in their responses. I found it can be staged or relayed even at greater levels, at higher levels. At the national level, it can be displayed. At the district level, it can be displayed. Such brilliant discussion happened today. Wonderful. Each one of them was so natural in speaking, so free flowing, without any hiccups, without any hindrances. They were so expressive in their observations, so expressive in what they said. I really loved each one of the panelists. Excellent, excellent. Especially DTM Serish Jha. I mean, I think it's natural for her to speak English. It looks like she's born with that, I mean, gift. And Toastmaster Obikshikta, I mean, there was so much control over what she said. So much control, so much, I mean, confidence that she displayed while she was talking. And talking about Toastmaster Sunil Kumar, he really related experiences that he had in the Toastmasters, which I concurred. I concur with whatever he said, because most of his experiences are real. And that's exactly what I also felt in all my Toastmasters journey. And I think one of you asked, why is it that my speech is not given the same importance as it is given in other clubs? The reason is the people of your club, they know you already. They know your style. They know what you're going to speak about. They know your language. They already know your mannerisms. So you should be doing something extra to influence the people of your club. And that's exactly what Toastmaster Sunil Kumar said that in his observations. And I totally concur with that. You have to incorporate every time you give a speech, what is that extra that you bring to the stage? Always look at that. Can I bring something extra to the stage? Because there's the same members. I'm speaking to the same members. I'm speaking to the same my known people. How can I influence them? So that is how I can better my presentations. In fact, speaking in your club, if you can win every time the Best Speakers Award, I think you're excelling at every stage. And that's what you should be doing. Right? Don't think about influencing others. Think about influencing your own club members. In what way can I make them, get influenced? What is it that I can add extra? Whoever asked that question, that was a brilliant question. In fact, that was what was bothering me also in my initial days at the Toastmasters. Then I understood that the people of my club, they already know me. They know my style. How can I be different? So when you're different, that is when you excel. That is when you're scaling greater heights, right? Very good question. I really love that question, whoever raised it. And Toastmaster Sunil Kumar also said, aptly answered that. I think the panel discussion is simply marvelous, something which I really enjoyed, every bit of it, right from the word go. There were no hiccups, no hindrances, no pauses, nothing unnecessary happened during the discussion. Simply marvelous. I think we need to give a round of applause to all, who presented the panel discussion today. Toastmaster Mudassir, all the panelists as well. Brilliant, brilliant. So let me get to the table topic session. Toastmaster Kajal was very natural. She was free flowing, smiling all through. Described what the table topic session is all about in a wonderful way. And that's what a table topics master's got to do. And adding her own comments after every one of the speakers. That is something really good. Wonderfully done. Only thing is, see that the comments are lesser. You don't have to add too many comments after a speaker's finished. You did that very well. And today's entire table topics related to selling something or the other. And selling something or the other, one thing is very, very important for a salesman, and that is power. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter, what you're saying also. What matters is, are you high on energy? And I think some of the, table topic speakers did very well there. Some of them really sold I felt like buying some of them. For example, DTM Serish Jha, she wanted to sell something. I felt like buying it because that's the power. Can you add that power in your present? It doesn't matter what you're selling. It may be inferior product as well. What sells is your communication. And table topic speakers have to incorporate that energy. Language does nothing matters. What matters is power with which you say. And I think some of you really did sell. It felt like buying most of the product. Some of you fell short. So it doesn't matter. What you can gain out of this, presentation today is speak. That's all. Speak for 2 minutes. Don't worry about what flows out of your mouth. If you're doing it for the first time, if you're selling something for the first time, even I found it very difficult when I was asked to sell something in my initial days. And now I don't bother about the final outcome. I'm only interested in, have I communicated? So focus on that. Can you put that energy? I think most of the tabletop speakers did exceedingly well, excepting one or two. I think as the days go by, you will do well even there. So saying that, I'll go back to, before I say anything about the Toastmaster of the day, I'll go back to the grammarian. Grammarian, Toastmaster Duman, can you present your report, please?
Yes. So in today's meeting, there were two usages of the word of the day. One by DTM Ramlal himself, and one was written even in the chat box by DTM Sunil. There was a not so great usage of grammar where someone said, the TM Kajal said, we doesn't, whereas it would be we don't. There was a good usage of a word by DTM Obhishikta. The word used was diligently. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Duman, for that wonderful report of yours. I think the panelists used really wonderful language. All the three panelists, especially, the DTM Sarish Jahan, Toastmaster Obhishikta. Beautiful language, wonderful language they used. Of course, you can't note it down completely, but their language is something really classy. That was good. And as you said, of course, grammar, most of the grammar was good, except for we doesn't was one. Even I noted it. In case you missed it, I could have highlighted. You did a great job in your grammarian role. Shall we give you a round of applause? And the way you pronounce the words also is something unique, different, and that's really classy again. Keep doing it. Add some more. Only thing is, add some more stress to the words. Then look at the way the words flow. You can make a real impact with the kind of pronunciation that you possess. Most of us have to work on our pronunciation. So your grammarian role is the right role for you. So we move on to the next role taker, that is the R counter, Dr. Pasha, Toastmaster Pasha. Your report, please. Is he there, Toastmaster Pasha?
I don't see me in the meeting.
He's left, is it? Okay, we'll come back to him. Let me say something about the moderator and the Toastmaster today. Mudassir is so natural, so flowing, and so smooth, so calm and collected. Absolutely brilliant. As a moderator, fabulous. Only suggestion for him is, can you be a little more bouncy? Can you be a little more noisy? Can you be a little more high-pitched? You can rock if you do that. Like Toastmaster Sankho, when he speaks, he rocks. Can all of us also incorporate that? All of us are good at speaking. All of us good at communicating. All of us good at language. All of us, everything is fine. What distinguishes one speaker from the other is the energy that he or she displays, that extra bit of energy, right? Otherwise, a wonderful meeting, absolutely brilliant. I enjoyed it, especially the panel discussion. One suggestion I have for, the table topics master, Toastmaster Kajal, she's been smiling all through. At least when you give the topics, be serious. That's all the suggestion that I had. When you're giving us the topics, be serious. You don't have to smile all through. right? So other than that, wonderful meeting. I enjoyed a beautiful Sunday morning with Speakers Den. And I hope to witness many more such sessions in the future. With that, back to the Toastmaster of the day. Mudassir, can you ask our counter to present his report, please, whenever he joins in again? Back to you, Toastmaster Mudassir.
I don't think our counter is in the meeting right now. Sankhya, you are acting like a stand-in for him. Can you give some inputs?
Yeah, so thank you for that. So towards the starting of the meeting, when the meeting started, so I noticed there were 2 hours from Toastmaster Simi as the sergeant at arms. For the panel discussion, it was a brilliant one because I haven't noticed any hours or any or anything from all the 3 panelists. It was really, really brilliant, something which is really praiseworthy because the time, which almost half an hour time was spent and there was no arms, is really a brilliant job. So that was the one which I have captured. And for Toastmaster Mudassir, there were only 2 hours in between. And the table topic speaker, I'm sorry, I didn't capture the hours on that one.
Dr. Pasha also joined.
Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, table topic speakers, you don't have to, because speaking on a topic itself is a tough task. And if you're going to count my hours, you're going to stop me from speaking. You did a good job in not counting the number of hours of table topic speakers. Okay, back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal. I would now like to invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay, to give a concluding remark and give announcements.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir, for bringing me back on the stage. It was a wonderful meeting, a befitting start to an ending weekend. And what else can I say about it? I enjoyed the panel discussion, as we all have, and as Ramlal sir's evaluation as well. I think that was an important panel in itself. Mr. DTM Ramlal standing alone in the evaluation. Today, we do have one interesting announcement. How many of you heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Everyone has heard of it. So yesterday, something happened over the breakfast. Me, Sankhya, and Mudassir, we met in person for the first time. That was not the interesting thing, though. We met at Bhakti Alpan, ordered some samosa and chai, and were having some conversation. And then we planned to launch a new initiative for the Speakers Den. To announce that, first of all, let me share my screen, and then I would like to welcome our president, Toastmaster Mudassir, to speak about this initiative. Just a second, the buddy program. Toastmaster Mudassir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay. This was an idea which was pitched by Toastmaster Tanmay during our Chai Pe Charcha session, which was yesterday. And I think this is a brilliant idea about a buddy program because recently a lot of new members have joined Toastmasters and they are very new in the sense that they are very new to the corporate world as well. So we thought of assigning a buddy to them. And we'll take nominations from you who would like to be a buddy and who wants a buddy, and we'll circulate a form in the group. And this buddy will help you not only in your Toastmasters journey, but in your professional life as well. And he'll be with you throughout the session, throughout your life. So this is the brilliant program which Tanmay came up with. This is a one step over the mentorship program which we had in Toastmaster because buddy is like a very friendly word. If you can call someone your buddy, it's like a very close friend. That's what was the thought process behind this program. Tanmay, would you like to add more in it?
Sure. So thank you, Mudassir, for covering the crux of the buddy program. And we would be launching this initiative as of from today. We'll soon be sharing the details on the group as well by end of the day. And everyone who is there in the meeting or a part of Toast speakers and Toastmasters can nominate themselves to be the buddy or to get a buddy. We will share results shortly. And with this, I would like to bring this meeting to a closure. I formally close this meeting. Thank you, everyone. All right, we can stop the recording now.